Hey, what's up guys? In this video we're going to quickly look at how to set up Python and Visual Studio Code for development. Python is currently one of the most popular programming languages in the world, and Visual Studio Code is just a code editor, that is an environment where you write code. Now there are other options out there, but Visual Studio Code is my favorite. Now in order to install these files, you actually need to download them first. So to download Python, just head on to python.org. and you should see the download option here. Depending on the OS you're using, you can use any of this option, but since I'm on Windows, I can just click on this button here, and that should go ahead and start the download. I already have the file downloaded, so I won't do that again. Now once the file is done downloading, you want to go ahead and open it up. And then just click on run, and that should start the installation. Now before installing, you want to make sure you click on this option that says add Python 3.10 to path. That is very important. Okay, make sure you click on that option, then click on install now, and that should start the installation. Alright, so once Python installation is successful, just go ahead and close that, and then for Visual Studio, head on to code.visualstudio.com. The link is in the description below in case you want to use it. So we want to go ahead and download for Windows also. So click on this download option, and this will bring us to this page, and that should automatically start the download. I also have this downloaded, so I'll not go ahead and do that, but just go ahead and click save, and that should go ahead and download the file for you. When the file is done downloading, go ahead and open it to run, and that should bring up this window. You want to go ahead and click on I accept the agreement, next, next, next. Now on this option, we want to click on this option that says create a desktop icon, and then this other option. Just check all of these boxes, they're actually very important. So once you're done with that, click next, install, and that should start the installation. Alright, now once Visual Studio is done installing, you want to leave this option that says launch Visual Studio Code. Okay, you want to leave it checked. It is checked by default, and then click on finish. That should start up Visual Studio Code now. Alright, once Visual Studio is up and running, the first thing you want to do is select a theme you want to use. Okay, you can use a light theme or any of these options, but I generally just use the dark theme. And once you've selected that, you can close this off. You can actually go ahead now and create files here if you want. So you can click here and create a new folder, create a new file there, or you can just create a new file here, give the file any name you want. So let's just create a new Python file. Alright, so let's create a Python file by just clicking on the file option, new test file. We'll select a language, and we're looking for the Python language. So let's just search up here for Python, and then we want to save this by just doing Ctrl S. I'll just go ahead and save this as, let's call this main.py. You can call this anything you like, and I want to save it on my desktop. So I'll click on save. So if I write a simple Python code now, just maybe print hello world, and save this with Ctrl S again. Now in order to run this code, we actually have to use our terminal. So we'll click on terminal, new terminal, and since the file was saved on our desktop, we have to navigate to the desktop. So we'll do cd desktop, hit enter, and that will take us to the desktop. To actually run the code, we'll say Python followed by the name of the file, which is main.py. Hit enter, and that will go ahead and execute it. Now I know this is very tedious. I mean, every time you make changes to this, or every time you create a new Python file, are you going to be going through this stress to actually run it? Well, the answer to that is no. There's actually an extension we can install to help us with all of this job. To do that, we want to come up down to this option that says extension here, this icon here. Click on it, and that should show you some popular extensions. But the extension we are looking for is called Python. And if you go ahead and search for it at this bar here, you see this extension right here. You want to go ahead, click on it, and then click on install. That should start the installation of that extension. Now, extensions in Visual Studio is a way for you to add more support to a programming language or technology in Visual Studio. For example, as a web developer, when using Visual Studio for web development, you just need to install those extensions that support web development. And as a Python developer, when using Visual Studio for Python development, you also need to install those extensions that support Python development. All in all, extensions just help you improve your productivity on a particular programming language or technology when coding in Visual Studio. Alright, once the extension is done installing, we want to go ahead and close this. Watch this. Once we come back to our file now, you will notice we have a play button at the right hand side here. If I make any changes to this file now, so let's add another print statement. Print hello there. If I save this now, instead of coming down and typing all those things I typed earlier to run this file, we can easily just click on this button here, and you see it still executed the file for us. And that is how you set up Python and Visual Studio Code for development. If you've got any question, please leave them in the comment section and I'll go ahead and reply them. And if you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe, as that would help me create more content.